Hello, and join me as I dive into the most important parenting question that so many of us are too afraid to ask. Parenting is a journey, and it is full of uncertainty, and it's natural to have questions. But what if those questions are the ones that we are too scared to ask out loud? What if they're the ones that make us feel like we're not good enough, that we're not doing it right? One of the biggest challenges that we face as parents is the fear of being judged. We're worried that if we ask for help or advice, others will think we are incompetent or incapable of taking care of our children. We are living in a society where we are afraid that our friends, families, or even strangers will think that we are not doing it right. This fear of judgment holds us back from asking the question that we want to ask, from asking the question that we desperately need answer to. Another challenge we face is that the fear of inadequacy. We worry that if we ask for help, it will mean that we are not good enough parents. It's like we are programmed to believe that good parents have all the answers. And if we don't, then we are failing. But the truth is, being a good parent means being brave enough to ask for help. Because I've learned that when we need it. It means being vulnerable. And that's something we need to learn to embrace. I have been there. We also live in a world where social media create unrealistic expectation of what parents should look like, what parents should be like. We are constantly bombarded with perfect image of perfect families, perfect kids, and perfect parents. It's easy to feel like we are not measuring up, like we are the only ones struggling, and that fear of not being good enough hold us back from asking the question that we could help us become better parents. We need to break free from these fears and start asking the question that matters. The need to create a space where we can be honest, vulnerable, and authentic. So, what are some of the unasked questions that parents are hesitant to voice? One of them is about discipline. How do we discipline our kids in the way that effective and gentle? How do we do that? Another question is about mental health. How do we take care of our own mental health while also support our children's mental well-being? And then there's a question of balancing work life responsibilities. I can tell you right now, with my daughter in the hospital and a little baby at home, it's not easy. How do we juggle our careers and our family responsibilities without losing ourselves in the process? How do we do that? Please leave a comment. These questions are crucial because they get to the heart of what it means to be a good parent. They require us to be honest with ourselves, to be vulnerable, and to be willing to learn. And the more we ask these questions, is the more we realize that we are not alone. We'll realize that everyone is struggling. Everyone is figuring it out as they go. And everyone needs helps at times. So, what's the most important parenting question that we too afraid to ask? Is this what am I doing wrong and how can I do it better? The question is revolutionary because it assumes that we are not perfect, that we're willing to learn, and that we're willing to grow. It's a question that requires vulnerability, humility, and a willingness to change. Ask this question. It's not about pointing out our flaws or beating ourselves up over our mistakes. It's about acknowledging that we are human, that we make mistakes, and that we can always improve. Remember that. It's about being brave enough to face our shortcomings and to ask for help. And it's about being willing to learn, to grow, and to become better parents, better people for our children and our generation. So what we need to remember also is that parenting is a journey and not a destination. It's a journey of growth, of learning, and of becoming better versions of ourselves. And the more we ask ourselves the hard questions, is the more we grow, the more we learn, and the better parents will become. So in this video, we explored the importance of asking the hard questions, even when it feels scary and uncomfortable. We look at some of the common parenting questions that go unasked, and we discover the most important questions that we need to ask ourselves. If you're struggling from parenting question, leave a comment below. What's the one question you're too afraid to ask? Share it with us and let's start a conversation on this topic. And if you want to learn more about parenting and personal growth, be sure to follow us. Subscribe to my channel. There will be upcoming video and that. Okay? Where we will dig into practical tips and strategies of becoming a better parents. And these are not just for you, also it's for me. Because together we learn, together we grow, together we become better people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. It is positive vibes, just smile. It's here, it's always about positivity. Okay? And it doesn't matter what you go through in your life, just always remember the sun is going to shine.